Peace, love, and salutations to the community. How's everybody doing? It's been a long time since I've been up here, so I'm excited to get right into it. But I've been working on a couple of things. As most of y'all know, I have a newborn boy. So my life has changed a little, well, a lot. I ain't gonna say a little bit, but it's changed a lot. So a lot of my time has been taken up, me trying to do certain things that I never got a chance to before because I wasn't in the state of mind that I was before. But with that said, I appreciate everybody that's coming on. Just a little quick update on me. I have a lot of content coming up that I have for you guys, and I'm gonna start out with a bang. We're gonna go into history today. We're gonna go into the past. We're gonna go into the present. We're gonna go into the future, and we're gonna find out about many reasons of the why we are under the situation that we're under. All right, there's a lot of things going out there, and I hurt my feelings when I got this presentation together because I'm helping with what I'm about to present. I'm a part of the problem as well. All right, because I have a Netflix account. I mean, but I have a Netflix account. So with that said, um, the presentation today, but before I go into anything, my bad, brother Calico. I have my brother Calico with me today. I'm always grateful, of having him on the platform and having him join with me so we could build. But brother, can you do us all a favor and just tell us all who you are, where they can find you, and let them know your information. So we're all trying to build our YouTubes, So y'all go ahead and help out if you get a chance to. But brother, can you tell everybody who you are, where they can find you?
Yeah, yeah, yo. You already know it's the neighborhood etymologist. You feel me? As I would say, I'm the Adam man. You feel me? But yeah, it's your boy D Calico. Feel me? Me and Taz at it once again. You know what I'm saying? Like, share, subscribe. I can't hear you, Taz.
My bad. Yeah, like brother Calico was saying, if you get a chance to like, share, and subscribe to our channels. All right. We haven't done this in a while, so this is gonna be a good one, brother Calico. I think we're gonna bump heads in a couple of issues, but I think in the end we're both gonna come, like always, we're gonna come to the conclusion that that we always do together. We might take different roads to get to where we're going, but our paths lead pretty much to the same place, and we always happen to figure our way down to where where we are. But we have some people in the family. First of all, Gary Tucker was here with us. I appreciate you being here. We got more life. Thank you so much for being here and for the support. If you get a chance to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and to D Calico's YouTube channel as well to see further presentations that we're gonna have. We have Michael Passio in the house. All right, we got Mr. Good Burger in the house. He's shouting out to Brother Calico as well. We got Kai. Kai, I love you, sister. Ain't seen you in a long time. Haven't shared with you. I'm excited about what's to come. All right. So let's get right into it. So Netflix exposed. I've been working on this presentation for about a good 6 months, 6, 7 months, somewhere around there. And when I first came into the information, I was pretty shocked. I was pretty shocked. So we're gonna have to go back to the future. We're gonna go back to the past. We're gonna have to go back to the past and work our way to the present and towards the future to see if we could figure out what it is that we're having. But like I said, you guys can find me personally under the Taz Show on YouTube. On Facebook, you can find me under Tasmaniac Wolf Operation Wake the Fuck Up. So feel free to add me on Facebook as well. I'm also on Instagram. You can find me under the Taz Show as well. So if you want to look me up right there, we'll do that. But let's start off. I'm gonna read the introduction because it's pretty simple and to the point of what it is that's going on and what it is that we're gonna be talking about today. So it says introduction. Throughout human history, we have managed to allow ourselves to be entertained and deceived, enchanted, one might say. Though the vast majority is not aware, we have walked this very path many times over by now. Remember, there is nothing new under the sun, but there is something old we have forgotten. As the ages above us continue to pass, humanity has fallen over the same obstacles put in place purposely to subdue us and imprison us with an invisible jail that for the ages, for those that didn't know, an age is approximately 2,250 years to 2,500 years, somewhere in between there. I'm not going to debate on which one it is. I'm good. Some even say that it's 2,000, but throughout the ages, that has kept us under complete control and pinned against one another with physical and psychological warfare. We're going to be talking about a lot of, a lot of psychology today. So please, please, please pay attention. And to kick this off, we want to start with a person that some of you might already be well aware of. Some of you probably weren't. I'm gonna be completely honest. Before this, I didn't know about dude. I didn't know about dude. I had never heard of him. uh, um, I probably never would have had because it was psychology was never something that I was really interested into. But I see now that I was missing out on a lot. But if you know this dude, Sigmund Freud, press one on the chat. I just want to know if the family is aware of something that I wasn't aware of. Because I didn't know this dude. I ain't gonna sit here and tell you guys that I knew this dude or whatever, but I could say that as of 9 months ago, at the most, I didn't know who this dude was. All right. And when I came across dude, I was shocked. I was shocked to see what I had come up with. All right. So Stephen Jones says he's heard of the guy. That's very very good. From what I understand, I should be ashamed not to know of the guy because he's a very very influential and famous person. But anyway, Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud was born May 6, 1856 on Freiburg, Moravia, in an Austrian Empire, which is now Priver Czech Republic, the Czech Republic. He died in September 23 of 1939 in London, England. He's an Austrian neurologist. When you're talking about what are we talking about, Brother Calico? When we talking about neurons, we're talking about what? You there, Brother Calico? We talking about the brain. When we talking about
Yeah. You said neurons.
right neurology,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
right, we're talking about the brain. So we're going to be talking about a lot of psychology, all right? And that's what this dude was has studied. He's an Austrian neurologist and the founder of psychoanalysis. All right, the founder of psychoanalysis. Now, Freud may justly be called the most influential intellectual legislator of his age. And this dude is part of our age. He is so part of our age, all right? His creation of psychoanalysis was at once a theory of the human psyche, a therapy for the relief of its ills, and an optic for the interpretation of culture and society. And it's still to this day, I'm gonna prove that to you as we keep going. Now, despite repeated criticisms, attempted refutations, and qualifications of Freud's work, its spell remained powerful well after his death, and in fields far removed from psychology, as it is narrowly defined. Now, his footprint and legacy are well cemented all over today's psychology. There's a lot of things that we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about in regards about him and his family, And we're gonna come to find out that a lot of things that we do, we either doing it because of this dude or somebody in his family. But all facts, no fiction. Said we talking about brain cells. When we talking about neurons, we're talking about brain cells. You know, so he's a neurologist. So he's studying what's going on in your brain cells. That's all facts, no fiction. But brother Calico, you want to add something on Freud or your your views on him? Did you know him before this? What's up with you?
I mean, Sigmund Freud. No, it's not Freud. It's fraud. He's a fraud. No, I'm messing with
He's a fraud.
you know. Sigmund Freud is like basically like he's where Margaret Sanger pulls all of her knowledge and information from for eugenics. And we all know Margaret Sanger, the she's from the DAR, the Daughters of the American Revolution, which is the female version of the KKK. That's who what's his name, the president, the ex-president, Clinton, Hillary Clinton's wife. You know, she admonishes Margaret Sanger for some reason. Even though she's such an evil, vile woman. And only thing I really know about Sigmund Freud, he was all about sex. Like, this guy just knew every.
Dude,
He was a little too gone. He was a little too focused in on sex. You know,
he was. We gonna find out why. We gonna find out why. But I appreciate that, brother Calico. Now, Time Magazine named this dude the father of modern psychology, and he posted him in a. They posted him in one of their magazines, the 100th or whatever issue that they had, and they put dude in there with what's his name? What's dude name right here? Shoot, high heel wearing ass motherfucker. I can't think of his name now, but he was in Time magazine. It says say the name.
who was that? Who was that? Einstein.
Einstein, that's his name. That's who it is. Einstein. Yeah, I can't keep up with so many of these, but these are famous one as well. I'm just not too fond of him because he's one of the reasons we have gravity right now. So I'm not very fond of him. But let's continue. It says, say the name Freud, and almost everybody will know who he is and the fundamental part he played in the creation of psychotherapy. That is, they will know the official image projected of him. But few of us really know what kind of a man he was, how he lived his life, and what kind of thoughts and concepts he harbored. Hidden in plain sight, and with the help of the United States, he has managed to infiltrate our minds, and his theories are utilized daily to treat the minds of many seeking for assistance with their mental health. Time magazine named him one of the 100 greatest minds of the century. One of the 100 greatest mind of the century. Do you know what that implies, brother? I mean, you out of all of humanity, you are one of the greatest 100 minds in the world. Do you know what that represents? This dude was put up there. It don't matter if he was number one or number 100. He would. It didn't matter where you land. It's 10 is the top 100 out of the entire world. There's billions of people in the world. It don't matter which, but well, to me it wouldn't matter. Well, to somebody that's very egotistical, it would matter. But anyways, he's in the top. He was named one of the 100 greatest minds of the century. Now, let's talk about the mother of all cover ups. Now, it says much of the coveted Freud material held by the Freud archives still remains unavailable to scholars. Wonder why? Your guess is as good as mine. You could go look this up. This includes at least 75 1,000 items stored in the United States Library of Congress and to which public access has been prohibited in some cases into the 22nd century. One might wonder what Freud's estate has to hide. Going through such extreme measures to keep such a large quantity of documents secret to the public. So 75,000 items of his estate are in the presidential in the United States Library of Congress, and can't nobody access them until the 22nd century. How's that work out for you, brother?
Oh, yeah, yes, sir.
Let me fix this screen real quick. It's messing with me and it's pissing me off, but I guess. All right, but yeah, a lot of his stuff. So the little bit that I'm gonna tell you guys about him, this is just what's available. This ain't got nothing to do with the entirety of it of his theories, his material, his whole estate period. Now, Freud is a fraud, like Brother Calico was previously saying. The father of psychotherapy could hardly be considered a healthy, balanced man with good morals and wholesome behaviors. If he was practicing today, he would surely be stripped of his license and questioned for his dubious behaviors. As we move forward in our meetings with the School of Psychology, it is helpful to have the whole picture. A healthy dose of common sense and critical standpoint is appropriate to apply for both the practitioners of the Freudian theories and the recipients. Because there's a lot of these psychologists out here that are utilizing the stuff that Freud left behind. And to make it clear, I'm building up to. I know a lot of people are like, well, what the hell does that got this got to do with Netflix? You know, the name of the show is Netflix Exposed. Dad. What are you talking about? I'm building up to something, and I want you to understand who this dude is and what it is that he represents. Because, as previously mentioned by Brother Calico, he is a fraud. All right. Now, he built a society called the Wednesday Society. All right. Now, Sigmund Freud, Otto Rank, Carl Abraham, Max Eppington, Ernest Jones, Hans Tattis, and Sander Ferenczi were founding members of the Freud Secret Society. Had you heard of this secret society before, brother?
Excuse me. You said the Freud Society?
The Wednesday Society.
No, 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 no. I haven't.
The reason why they were called the Wednesday Society is because every Wednesday they got together at Freud's house. That
Hmm.
was the whole that was the whole reason behind the naming of them. But there was a dude that attended. It says according to Wilhelm Steckel, a Vienna physician who had been in analysis with Freud, there was complete harmony among the five, no dissonances. We were like pioneers in a newly discovered land, and Freud was the leader. Before long, Freud sent postcards to three other colleagues, Max, Rudolf, and Alfred, inviting them to join. All right. So he built up this so-called Wednesday Society. All right. And he founded it along with the first five. The first five. I can't recall which of these five is the original five, but that's most of the ones that originated. Plus a couple of the ones that they added after they had originated the original five. But this very specific society rebranded itself, and it exists today. All right,
Wow.
and it exists today. Do you know what? I know you know, but brother, what do companies do when they get busted doing something stupid? You know,
Yeah. Yeah. Come up with a a different name.
right.
Rebrand themselves.
They rebrand themselves. They go, they they find out that they don't tarnish. You remember? Well, maybe I'm assuming that it wasn't something that was only in Chicago, but I'm gonna ask anyways. Do you remember a store back in the day, brother, called Woolworths?
I love it.
Most people think that store does not exist anymore, and little do they
Yep.
know
I didn't
it,
know it do.
right, that it was bought out by the people, by the people that own
Sears and Roebuck.
no, Walgreens.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
The
yeah,
people
yeah.
that own Walgreens today were the ones that acquired Woolworths when they destroyed them because of the competition that they were putting out there or whatever. But the one, like, that. With that said, the Wednesday Society rebranded itself and is now called the Vienna Psychoanalytic Society. And we could read on the right side, it says the Vienna Psychoanalytic Society, formerly known as the Wednesday Psychology Society, is the oldest psychoanalysis society in the world. So when we're talking about psychoanalysis, this is where the shit came from. This is where it all started. This is the first society that that was built and put together after it rebranded itself from its original roots with Freud as the founder. And we could see right here, look, founded 1902 in Vienna, Austria. Ceased operations in 1938. Founders: Sigmund Freud, Alfred Adler, Wilhelm Steckel, Rudolf Reitler, and Max Caney. Those are the same dudes that we have right here. Wilhelm Steckel, uh, Sandor Ferenczi, Hank Sack, Ernest Jones. So Vienna Psychoanalytic Society is the same thing as the Wednesday Society. It was just renamed and rebranded. All right, you following, brother?
Oh yeah, 100.
Now, let's talk about Freud or the Rings, because this dude literally thought, he was out there bad. He
Yeah,
was out there bad.
yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah. Not the Lord of the Rings.
right. Not the Lord of the Rings. This dude thought that it was Freud of the Rings, and we have
Yeah, peace to the brother Will I am.
peace and love, brother. Thank you for joining us. Like, share, subscribe if you get a chance to. We greatly appreciate your presence. But Freud of the Rings. Now imagine a man who thought he was God, who made himself so powerful, he made himself almost untouchable,
Yeah, invincible.
invincible, who gave Masonic rings to his inner circle to ensure their loyalty and made them wear them at all times. Sounds like a mask.
Sounds like the Super Bowl, uh, and the reason Tom Brady got all the rings. Uh,
But they were supposed to wear them at all times. Now it says Freud coined them Freud's Secret Fellowship of the Ring. In an effort to monopolize the psychoanalytic movement, Freud started the secret panel and gave each member a gift, an antique ring. And there's a book that you could go out and get. I'm waiting for it to, I always have a book to show, but I'm waiting on most of these books to. I've been so preoccupied with my son that I've slowed down a little bit.
mhm.
but but yeah, the book, The Secret of the Ring: Freud's inner circle and the politics of psychoanalysis. I read it in PDF. It's a great book. Go check it out, and you understand the psychopath, Freud. uh, Now, Mason rings. Was Freud a Mason? He was accused. He was accused by somebody very close to him. His name was Jean Fortin, born in 1934 in in Valais, France, and lived in North America after World War II. Between 1971 and 1980, he works with Jack Slacken, who has his own psychoanalysis. He becomes a member of the École Freudienne de Paris, which is the Freudian School of Paris, and starts working as a psychoanalyst. In 1984, he discovers in Vienna the first book owned by Sigmund Freud when he was a child. This book is important as it was the foundation of Freud's works concerning interpretations of dreams. Jean Fortin discovered that Sigmund Freud was a Freemason and that nobody knew about it. This is a discovery of interest for the history and daily clinical practices of psychoanalysis is put as it puts a new light on the work and life of the creator of psychoanalysis. To fill in the missing page in Freud's biography, he published in 2012 the first book on the subject, which is now a reference. Freud Frank McComb, edition Sony, soon to be published in English. And it's him declaring Freud amazing. What do you think, brother? You think he has Masonic ties?
Well, you can see, the Masonic regalia and things. You feel me? And everything he's doing is an imitation of that. You know,
So it's a possibility we could say.
I mean, it's a clone of Masonry.
It's high probable.
Yeah.
Now, the inner circle. These are actually a collection of the actual rings. For those wondering, these are not just random rings that I grabbed this from the Library of Congress or whatever, because they do have access to all his stuff. To
So
an
so
to
mood so so
most.
yeah so Freud invented mood rings. Nah, just messing.
Now, you want to read this one, brother, or you want me to keep
Yeah, I
reading?
got it. I mean, Freud would end the inner circle. Freud would end your career with one click of his fingers. Repeatedly falsified his patients' records and implanted suggestions into his patients' heads that they had been sexually abused by their fathers. Freud was a megalomaniac. He loved being the center of attention. He loved being considered a guru. And he loved having disciples who would perpetuate his words as though it was doctrine. He desired nothing more than absolute power and control over his profession. Not just, not just his office or his, the things he should be able to control. He wanted control over the whole profession.
The whole.
You're not a psychoanalyst unless you repeat me. Yeah, so much so that nobody could practice psychoanalysis, without his blessing. And initially, only he was allowed to analyze those who might be considering becoming analysts themselves.
That's some crazy shit, ain't it?
Yeah, that's a power. That's that.
Power right there.
Yeah, like he got a real thirst for that power. That power struggle.
Right. That's like to think of if there was one person that controlled all the doctors, and couldn't nobody become a doctor unless that one person gave you the okay, or he gave you his blessing.
Hmm.
That's kind of insane, ain't it?
Yep.
That's fucking crazy to me. Trent Keith, greetings. He speaks greetings to the tribe. Appreciate you for being here, brother. Peace and love to you. But yeah, that's a lot of power. That's a lot of power, brother. Now let's learn some disturbing facts about this dude, because we've gotten a backstory on who this dude is. Now let's see if we could further what this dude was really about with some disturbing facts. Go ahead, brother. I'll let
Yeah.
you take this one too.
Some disturbing facts. He was an avid drug user, an enthusiastic user and promoter of cocaine. He used the substance frequently until his death in 1939. In fact, he was so fond of the drug, he actively distributed it. He was the first drug dealer. Anyway, the first crack dealer. He actively distributed it among his friends and associates, which in some cases resulted in drug addiction. I wonder why. Huh? As with close friends, Ernst von Fleisch Marxko.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that close friend, He ended up dying of an overdose. The dude literally overdosed, and and he was it was like peace and love, Michael. Thanks for being here, bro. Share the contact if you can, please. I appreciate you. But yeah, his close friend Ernest, he killed him. He killed him. Up here it says Freud also believed that cocaine might be his ticket to fame and fortune. One of his closest friends was addicted to morphine, and Freud published journal articles proclaiming cocaine was the cure. He published journal articles proclaiming cocaine was the cure, but he also had a more personal interest in the drug effects. And this is by PBS.org. It says at the bottom, Freud hoped to use cocaine as an antidote for a friend. The talented psycho, no, physiologist Ernest von Fils, whatever dude name was, who was suffering the ravages of morphine addiction. Sadly,